Parallel suffering, refugees and the impact of war in Gaza and Lebanon. In yesterday's piece, titled "The Parallel Suffering of the Refugees in Hurricane Helene," we concluded that the analysis was inconclusive. The parallels between natural disasters and human-made crises, like war, were incomplete. Today, as we prepare to enter the second year of the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, and with escalating tensions with Hezbollah in Lebanon, the narrative grows even darker. These conflicts have brought untold suffering, not only in terms of casualties, but also in the ripple effects on health and society. A tragic marker of this devastation is the return of polio, a disease absent in the region for 25 years. The first case of polio in a child has surfaced amidst the chaos, signalling the breakdown of basic health infrastructures due to war. This is not a conflict over ideology, resources or space. It is a political war without clear objectives or goals. This year-long strife has resulted in immeasurable loss with little prospect of resolution in sight. A war without purpose. The war in Gaza and Lebanon is deeply rooted in political animosities, yet it has failed to gain support from the international community. The belligerents, primarily Israel and the militant groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, both backed by Iran, have isolated themselves in this conflict. Even proxy actors such as Mossad and hardline Islamist groups are deeply entrenched, turning what could have been resolved diplomatically into a senseless, ongoing cycle of violence. For the world watching, this war seems like an exercise in futility, a needless expenditure of resources, lives and time. The Israeli government under Prime Minister Netanyahu, determined to neutralise the threat of Hamas, is instead entangled in a war that could have been prevented with meaningful diplomatic steps before October 7th, 2023, the day Hamas launched a large-scale assault on Israel, including the taking of hostages. The broader implications of continued conflict. This conflict has not only devastated families and communities, but has also drawn in regional and international actors in a way that perpetuates instability. It is imperative that all hostages taken by Hamas are released as an initial step towards peace. However, the situation demands more than just a return of hostages. There is an urgent need to construct a long-term plan to stop the cycle of violence and escalation in the Middle East. The involvement of the broader international community, particularly regional leaders, is crucial to reaching a settlement. This conflict must not be seen as simply a bilateral issue between Israel and Hamas or Hezbollah, but as a multifaceted geopolitical quagmire that affects the entire region. Towards accountability and resolution. A critical step to ending this war lies in holding all parties accountable for their actions. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, should be involved to assess the damages, including the loss of civilian lives, and help facilitate a resolution. Those responsible for prolonging the conflict, be they militants or political leaders, must be held accountable for turning what could have been a diplomatic process into a prolonged war. Any party willing to step forward and negotiate, even at this late stage, should be welcomed. The international community should support such efforts to ensure a lasting and permanent solution is reached. Only through concerted cooperation can the Middle East avoid falling into perpetual cycles of conflict and instead build a future where disputes are settled across the table, not on the battlefield. As the war enters its second year, it is critical that leaders across the region and beyond work together to prevent further bloodshed and protect the lives of civilians who have already suffered far too much. This is not just about ending a war, it is about preventing future ones.